There you go again, creeping in at 3 a.m. This time you've done it, I'm not playing your fool again. Fooling around. Fooling around. Give me the keys, I'm going out for a long ride. Mama's got the kids, but she doesn't want to let the baby see me cry.
Pack up your shit and get the hell out. That's all you ever say to me. Girl, that you're living with your girl is a stone, it's a tragedy. The love's company, baby.
Give me the keys, I'm going out for a long ride. Mama's got the kids, but she doesn't want to let the baby see me cry. Fooling around. Fooling Give me the keys, I'm going out for a long ride. Mama's got the kids, but she doesn't want to let the baby see me cry. Give me the keys, I'm going out for a long ride. Mama's got the kids, but she doesn't want to let the baby see me cry. Fooling around. Fooling around. Fooling around.
Oh, I'm just fooling around.
Hello and welcome to the second ATX Music Talent Artist Showcase. I'm Jonathan Clegg, and today I'm joined with two very special people who are deeply involved in Austin's art scene.
I'm Wiley Ross.
Wiley Ross and his beautiful partner
Karma
And-
Montagne
and manager, right?
Yes.
and servant.
Power couple. Yep. Wiley just recently won the 2024 Austin Monthly People's Choice for Best Visual Artist.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it was super cool. Like, I definitely didn't see that coming. But
You might have been the only one.
I know. Well, see, so one time I I got Mentor of the Year at my kid's school, and I think I was the only one on the ballot. So I think it was the only, but it's still a win. It's still a W in the playbook. So yeah, I'll take it.
No, it's great, man. This is exciting. And Karma is a producer, actress. Together, these two put on art shows. You perform music. You're even puppeteers. Make sure we talk about that a little bit. Shout out to Jenny, who introduced us.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking
Jenny from the block.
Yeah, Jay Slay.
Yeah, Jay Slay.
Jay Slay.
I'll have her information up here. It's somebody who's important to follow if you're into finding out what's going on in the Austin art scene,
right.
breakdancing, street art.
She's our dance counselor.
Yeah, Jenny's cool.
Yeah, and I wasn't aware of you. At least I thought. Jenny sent me your Instagram, and I'm checking it out. I'm like, you're playing saxophone, piano. I'm looking at your artwork, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I noticed that you did the Willie Nelson mural
Yeah.
downtown Austin, and so you're like one of the first artists I was introduced to when I came out here in 2017.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
That was one of the first things I went to was go see that mural.
Yeah.
So I was like, I thought I recognized some of your work, and I found that out. I was like, oh man! And then Karma was an executive producer on QT8, the first 8 years, a Quintin Tarantino documentary,
Tarantino.
and I got into film and screenwriting because of Quintin Tarantino, and I've seen that film, so I was introduced to both you guys' work without even knowing it. So the fact that I'm sitting here talking to you
That's
guys, I
super
mean, you
cool.
guys embody everything about Austin I came here for. The whole be kind,
Yeah.
be weird. I came from Cotati, California, where the whole motto is keep Cotati weird.
Really?
I had no idea that was the Austin.
Synchronicities.
So
It's not just a good police
meeting you
officer.
guys just the reason I came out here to meet folks like you,
Yeah.
and just want to talk a little bit about how you started off with. Did you start with music first?
No, like so. So growing up, like I was a strange kid. Like I had no social skills, and so I spent a lot of time by myself. And art and music just always made sense to me, but art was. I went to college on basketball and art scholarships. So like when I went to college, I started skipping class to take mushrooms and teach myself guitar, and I was like, I like this a lot better than running suicides and stuff like that. So I just dropped out and bought a van and picked Austin. It was closer in Seattle, California, but I just moved to Austin and lived out of my van and just kind of just followed my dream. I always wanted. I would rather die drunk and penniless in the gutter and try, than wonder what could have been. You know what I mean? Like I could never live like thinking, man, you didn't jump, you know? And so yeah, that was that's kind of came down here and started a band and started touring, and then I had my kiddo, and and I had to pick between, do I do 100% art or 100% music? And with the music, I would have had to been on tour and everything like that. And plus, everybody in Austin is not only a musician but a better one than I am. And so like I had to I was like, man, I can be a lot bigger fish in a lot smaller pond if I do the art thing, And so I just focused on that. And plus I could be at home with my kid, and so I chose that.
Did you have success doing visual art? Did you have like before you started doing music? Because you're so good at visual art. Like I can see you being an artist and transitioning to music. But it's so crazy to me that you were a musician and then you became an artist, and it's like, holy shit.
Well, see, I was
your art's incredible,
man. Thank you very much, man. Like growing up, I was always like visual art. That's what I always gravitated towards, and it wasn't until I got college when I started picking up music. But I think I just fell in love, like Kurt Cobain. To me, like whenever I saw there was this, it was a box set with the lights out, I think is what the box set was named, and I saw this video of Kurt Cobain playing, and they're playing a song called Sappy, and he falls and he just comes up and he's like he's coming from the dead playing his guitar solo, and I was like, oh my god, like I just got goosebumps. I was like, that's what that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And so like I just started writing horrible songs, and not content wise they were horrible, but they were just really bad done songs, and I just wasn't very good at all, and so wrote those, and then got a group of guys together, and we kind of just started kicking around, and then we had some success like with songs on like La Femme Nikita and CSI and stuff like that. Like it's funny that there's a song called Diarrhea that we did, and I spelled.
Did that make it on the team?
Yeah,
Nice.
like I spell phonetically. So
Okay.
So Diarrhea is spelled wrong, but it's a 90-second punk song. And they only play it in the shows that it's been on. They only play it when people are doing hard drugs or being abducted, I
Nice.
think that's great, And so, but after that, it just kind of, we the visual art thing really, I put 100% into that.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the Kurt Cobain thing, because when I told the studio you guys were going to be my next guest, the first thing he said was very Kurt Cobainish vibes. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you the text.
Oh, that's
so
super cool.
that's pretty cool. You brought that up.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and then how did you two meet?
We actually met at the premiere of the QT8
Okay.
at AFS here in Austin. It was the red carpet premiere, and I was running late. My kids were already there, and I was having to go up to Jerry's Artorama and grab some stuff, and I was carrying in like these easels that we were going to put on the red carpet, and I'm walking up, and my hands are full, and the door swings open, and it
I think
was
it did like the
him.
Sam Elliott thing. where
Wow.
it's
So if you were
man,
like weren't late, if you were a couple minutes earlier, not late, that
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
wild.
Well, it was interesting because I had heard that there was going to be an artist that was going to be painting something, like doing live painting on the red carpet.
Okay.
As, just part of like the interaction.
And were you living in LA at the time?
Oh,
or
no,
No,
so
this
this
was
was here in
Okay,
Austin.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it was at Richard Linklater's theater at the Austin, AFS. And it was, let's see, I didn't watch any of the movie that night. I'm not going to lie. I did have people that I was waiting for.
Had you
that
seen
were
it
running
already?
late. I've seen it like 30 times.
Okay.
But I was still waiting for some of our guests, that were running late in traffic and everything. But I started chatting with this one, and then I just kept chatting. And then whenever the film was done, my kids came back out, and there was a reception, and it was my daughter actually, who's like, Mom, you need to go talk to that artist guy again. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, he's looking over. He keeps looking over here. He's like, he's checking you out. And she was there with like 2 of her best friends, and they were all like, yeah.
Well, I can imagine it probably went off pretty well. I mean, these guys invited me over to their house, their art compound, to meet them. I thought it was just gonna be like a quick meet and greet. And 10 minutes later, I'm recording music with Wiley. I brought my daughter, my partner Amanda, and they're doing karaoke and everyone blending in, and violinists coming in, artists coming in and out. I got to meet your mother, which was awesome to talk to her about your childhood.
Oh yeah.
She was great. The whole vibe was great. It was like I felt like I knew you guys for like 20 years.
Hell yeah.
It was very comfortable.
awesome.
So I'm looking forward to that. So after that, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. Back to the QT8 thing. If you haven't seen that, check out that. If you're a fan of Quentin Tarantino, it's a great insight into the actor's thoughts, the collaborators in that film. Tarantino is not actually in it himself, but the actors involved. Very insightful. We just rewatched it again, and I'd highly recommend that. So check that out if you're a Tarantino fan or a film of documentary filmmaking.
Yeah, and it's an Austin project. Like it was truly like it was edited here. It was really put together. The director and producer Tara Wood is one of my friends, and she did a wonderful job. She did another in the series. The Richard Linklater was the first one that she did, and then she did the Tarantino one, QT8, and then they're just closing out. Who's the one? Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh,
Tim Burton. Yeah, and so they're editing out the Tim Burton one now as well. So, but it's nice having a female-driven writer, director, producer, and then she also works in distribution, and so it was interesting to kind of have all of those things come together. It brought me this as well, which was honestly, what a movie this would make. But yeah, so yes, I highly recommend watching that as well, and supporting Austin film and filmmakers, because it's not easy to do it. It was
very
in
cool.
Austin.
That iconic scene where Mr. Blonde is doing the dance when he's
I love that.
when he's torturing the cop. So that, like, just for example, to hear how they played out that scene and how things they did just by chance.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, great. Can't recommend that enough.
I love Quentin Tarantino. He's my favorite director.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He changed my life.
Yeah, for real. His dialogue is fucking so goddamn cool. Like Royale with cheese. Like, you can say that anywhere, and people know what you're talking about. And it just, I love Quentin Tarantino. Like, I really do. I love the dichotomy between, like, in that scene, for instance, where he's playing it, and then the music that comes on, and the way the music marries with the violence that's happening, and the way it makes you feel is I mean, nothing like that had ever happened before, And so Quentin Tarantino's, he's on the level. And
you've been, besides documentary filmmaking, you do a lot of sci-fi horror. Do you like love those genres, or do you just happen to fall into that? What makes you pick out a project? Or
so this is the funniest thing. The first film that I was ever involved with was Zombex, which was shot here in Austin. It was first-time writer, first-time director, first-time producer, first-time a lot of things. And it was actually done by Jesse Dayton, who is a country music Americana artist that is incredible. Here, used to do Thursday nights at the Broken Spoke. Now is always on tour. He also went on tour with Rob Zombie because he was Captain Clegg in the Night Creatures. But I met him at the Broken Spoke one night, and my dad and I had been talking about doing a film project together based on true events in our history. And so we went South by Southwest and like took notes and went to things, and I was like, kind of, all right, interesting. And I'd lived in LA before, and I thought I'd wanted to be an actress, but I realized quickly that I was awfully shy and I didn't want to take my clothes off. So it limited me in quite a few ways. And I was really more drawn to music, so I got into music when I lived in LA. Okay. But yeah, so
So you started your film here in Austin.
Yeah, so I met Jesse Dayton one night, and he's like, well, I got this script, and so we met and outside of the Broken Spoke, and I read the script, and I was like, well, I know some people that could come up with some money, for development to make this cool, and then I did. I found them and kind of plugged some pieces together, and then next thing I know, we're shooting a film. We have a budget, and I don't know what a gaffer is. I don't know what is going on, who hired all these people. Yeah, I'm the producer on this film, and I was just like, I was reading how to produce a film for dummies, and no idea what I was doing, but I knew people. We got the movie made, and it had Corey Feldman, and it had cameos from Corey Feldman, Tom Araya from Slayer making his acting debut. We had Malcolm McDowell came in and played a part, and
Caligula.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
My daughter's godparents, they were in Corey Feldman's band.
Really?
I was in his band.
Do you know Alexia?
So
Moxie.
So here's the thing. I was in his band for about, one
This shit's
night.
wild to me.
I know. So I
wild.
went and auditioned as a backup singer when he had his blues thing together, when he was sober and married. And I went in and I auditioned, and he's like, absolutely, we're going on tour in 2 weeks. And before that and we never had another rehearsal or anything, and then all of a sudden he was in rehab, divorced, and crisis. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not going on tour after all. And, which was fine. I'd moved on to something else. But that's interesting because we maintained, we kept running into each other afterwards and would find ourselves randomly singing, on blues nights with other bands, on the Sunset Strip. And he was always just really, really nice. And then, he happened to be in a horror convention in Dallas whenever we were filming, and I was going through that catalog of who else is going to be near us where we can grab them and pull them in for a day, because we did not have a very big budget, and it worked. And so
It's funny you bring up Corey Feldman. I had this whole thing in my mind because my buddies wanted me to ask everybody. The first question is during this podcast: are you the Rainy Street Killer? I didn't want to. The day before I shot my first podcast, they found the 16th body.
Yeah,
so I didn't want to make light of the situation, but I asked it anyways, and I was going to ask you, I was like, you're not the Rainy Street Killers.
Well,
you're not, right?
It's funny that you mentioned
I mean, you're not, though, right?
No,
Okay.
but it's funny that you mentioned
But
that.
I don't even want to know, because there's a price for art, and it's like, the world's still bumping Michael Jackson. I don't think the world's ready to give up him yet.
Yeah.
Right? So if you are,
Dude,
it might be worth a small price to pay for the art you guys are creating.
Me and my buddy Barrett, we actually tried to come up with an idea of how to catch him, and it would be me used as a decoy, somewhere down there, and but I've actually been following that case, And
I see people post, they say, hey,
dude,
where do people party
fascinated.
now that you're not going to Rainy Street? And then people say, ha, you're not gonna catch us up,
Dude,
Rainy
man,
Street Killer.
yeah, dude.
So it's become a whole cultural
Yeah,
thing
it's a
now. I
thing,
mean, I hate
man.
to make light of the situation,
Yeah.
but something very wild is going
Yeah,
on.
there is something definitely going on because nobody goes in that lake to swim at all.
No, it's
Like,
toxic.
it's toxic. So being found in there's something.
And
else
you can only
going
buy
on.
that story. You can only be so drunk. It only happens so many times. I get
Yes.
once or twice, but no one's.
16
And
times.
the same profile of
Yeah,
people.
so something's going. It's like the tech bro
Yeah.
profile, right?
Yes.
I'm not really sure, but
Yeah.
the little bit I had done looking into it was like the police reports are always no foul play. It's like, how do you, anyhow?
Yeah.
So we got that out of the way. They're not the Rainy Street Killers. I want to go back to the mural.
Yeah.
The Willie Nelson mural, because that's probably what you're known best nationally
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
You were featured on Jimmy Kimmel,
Yeah,
2016.
Yeah, he put it on there, and really that mural, the way it happened was my buddy Adam Brewer, he did Heart of Texas Rock Fest, and this would happen during South by, and they were like South by's competitors, and Adam's a great guy, but we were sitting there and he had, I was playing Heart of Texas Rock Fest, and he's like, hey, we got this wall, because his office was in that building, and he's like, you want to do a mural, I was like, yeah, absolutely. So we were kicking around ideas, and I think that one of the ideas I came up with was doing a giant cat in a pantry or something like that. And he's like, what we should do is we should do Willie Nelson, because Willie Nelson's iconic to Austin. And I was like, and he's from Austin, and I was like, oh man, that's a great idea. And so we did it, and it took Willie took a week because I primed the wall, everything like that, and then threw him up in a week. And I used a grid system, instead of a projector. And like, and then the next South by we did Janice. But what's crazy is with that mural now, there was this huge fire that happened in that building because it was mugshots, the bar, and so the fire completely burned it out. So it was eventually
That recent?
Yeah, that was recent.
2024.
Yeah, now when did that fire happen? It's like because it was during the Black Lives Matter protest, wasn't it?
No,
No, that was the other picture.
No, it was last year.
Yeah, it was last year. Yeah, you're right. It was last year. And so that happened, and then and so the building was sold, and the owners, you know, Jaffa Realty and this guy named Dan, they reached out to me and they were like, hey, you know, we really love this, you know, this artwork and everything, and we want to, you know, we want to somehow see if we can, you know, redo it or whatever, because the building had to come down. So they basically
And it just came down yesterday, right?
Yeah.
You guys had the footage. We'll have to get the footage. I'll put the footage.
Oh
up
yeah,
on
man.
I
Yeah.
screenshotted some of it. I noticed you guys were doing live, and I was like, oh, let's screenshot this so I can put it up on the podcast.
Yeah,
But if
yeah.
you guys have the original
Yeah.
footage, we should share it. So.
Yeah, and so he got us in contact with the owners of 7 Grand, which is the building right next door, and so I'm gonna do the mural on. I'm gonna redo the Willie mural on that building, and so it'll kind of be like a Willie 2.0,
Okay.
you know, or 0.20 or whatever.
I mean,
it is.
your art is like part of the identity of Austin.
Dude, it's crazy, yeah.
So I might be naive here because I just been introduced to you,
Yeah.
but I just can't believe it because
I can't believe it either. Like, yeah, to be honest with you, I really can't. Like, it's funny to see something that you created, you know, have, you know, affected or been a part of so many people's lives, you know, just whether it's just in their dating profile picture or something like that, you know.
probably
or-
millions, right?
Yeah.
Millions of people come here in the city. I mean,
Yeah.
my story is the first thing I did was go to that mural.
Yeah, that's
You know,
super cool.
I'll try to locate the photos.
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah, it kind of touches on that whole thing that we were talking about the other day, which is everything that you do, every interaction that you have with somebody has some form of an effect.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
and things that you leave behind, or lost items, or a gift randomly, or paying someone's, you know,
Yeah.
paying for someone's coffee ahead in the line. Like, all of those things matter. So you can either do them for good, or you can do them for selfish purposes or nefarious evil.
And you have no idea, like, how,
you don't
like,
know.
yeah, you
the ripple
like,
effect.
the impact, like, that it costs nothing to make somebody's day. It costs nothing to destroy it too, but it costs absolutely nothing to make somebody's day. And you never know, like you're going through a line at a checkout, and that cashier, you know, you never know, it could be hanging on, you know, by a thread, and you're just like, I love that shirt, you know, and that maybe just that comment kept him from, you know, fucking eating a bullet, you know, or some shit like that. I know that's extreme, you know, but you never know. And I believe, like, our lives aren't our own. Our lives are woven together like a tapestry, and so you know, our lives don't belong to just us; they belong to all of us, you know. And so, like, that Willie mural is like it really was like. I mean, I gotta give it to Adam. I mean, it's a great idea, you know. And I'm grateful to have been a part of it, you know. So yeah, it was.
Well, back to the weird, be weird, be kind thing.
Yeah.
You guys are very conscious. It's obvious talking to you and hanging out with you guys. And you guys mentor teenagers, right?
Yeah, we're actually
But,
married.
I mean,
so.
Teenagers and Stella got her grooves back.
Yeah, still got our groove backs. Those are divorcees that are just getting their groove.
Yeah, a lot of we have a lot of friends, a lot of my female friends that have been divorced, and then apparently word's getting out.
Yeah.
that this is the place. Our place is the place to come to if you need, like, you know, new headshots to make you look cute. 'Cause
Yeah.
I just like doing that for my friends. Astrology readings, but also just a place to find
Yeah, you read my
to
astrology.
find yourself
Yeah.
again, like to
I'll read yours
build, to rebuild and capture some interesting elements and start using the right side of your brain and get out of the fear base.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that band name. Stella got our groove backs. Like that'd be an awesome band name.
Well, when I was over at your house, like I said, you know, I was there. I came in. I was listening to a song in the car, and we pulled up, and I'm walking. You guys had the door open, and you guys were performing the song that we were just listening to. So that was really cool.
That's cool.
And then we come in, and then, like I said, 10 minutes later, you and I were all of a sudden we're recording music
Yeah.
and having a good time. But it just seemed so effortless for you. Like you were working on a sculpture in between there. It seemed like you were just every 2 minutes we're doing something artistic, different. And it just seems so effortless to you, and I'm sure it's not, but it's just, again, I can't wrap my head around the fact that you do the music, and your music and your art are kind of like, it's very raw
Yeah.
and gritty, but very beautiful.
Thank you.
At the same time.
Thank you very much.
And,
Yeah.
and like when I was going through Instagram, like I said, you were playing the saxophone.
Yeah.
You're doing sculptures. You're doing painting. And I was like, man, this guy probably folds his napkin up after dinner at restaurants and it's a work of art.
Oh God,
He draws on all
But
of
yeah,
it.
I draw. I have to.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, that's going to be a real expensive napkin.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, no, it's
I
like.
bet he always leaves it for someone.
You show me the
know?
puppet show.
Yeah.
You have to explain the puppet show.
Okay, yeah. So like for me, like creating or art, it's a compulsive thing. Like I have to do it. Like it's as though I had OCD and I have to lock the lock 3 times. Like I have to create, and so it doesn't matter what the medium is, as long as I have a medium to create with. So I totally subscribe to the fact of like jack of all trades, master of none. Like total jack of all trades, master of none. And I'll go through these phases, whether it's a clay phase or whatever it is. But when we got together during COVID, you know, she had an opportunity to do something, contribute to this show on CBS. It was like
the CW.
CW. Yeah, it was. And it was what was it? It was the.
Oh, it was the Texas songwriter. It was Omar Vallejo.
Yeah, Omar Vallejo's.
512
Was it like when Tracy
Studios.
Ullman had like The Simpsons on the last 15
Yes,
minutes of?
yes.
I used to be able to stay up till 9:45 in 3rd grade because the last
It was
15 minutes was The
exactly-
Simpsons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except our segment was only 2 minutes. But yes, it was exactly the
Okay.
same scenario. And so, and I was, and you know, we had no budget or anything like that. And I was like, and I remember this show called Syphil and Ollie on, and it was a sock puppet show. I was like, well, have you ever thought about sock puppets? And she's like, what? I was like, we could do a sock puppet show and make it like a music review show called Puppet Bangers Ball. But we never review any music. We just like, you know. It's ridiculous.
So that's
I
how we
loved
got
it.
to know each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
We could, and with no scripts.
Yeah, no, it's all
everything's-
ad-libbed,
My
yeah.
iPhone, we shot it all on the iPhone, and there's no script. And that's literally, you can see how Wiley and I learned by playing together.
Yeah.
We got to know each other.
I want to bring that show back. I loved it.
I loved it. I love
It
Syphil and
was
Ollie. Yeah.
Forget that. I want to bring back your guys' show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I think that
me
thing
too.
that's a hit right there.
Yeah. And it was.
Thank
and
you.
I
You know,
mean, we
it's
wrote
funny.
a
People
theme song
either
and everything.
really like love it and
Yeah.
get it, or they're like,
They do not get it.
It's not for the faint of heart. I mean, I can picture my dad. Speaking of the compulsive, my
Yeah.
dad is a musician and a songwriter, and you know he'll work on a song every single day, and he's not showing it to anybody. But he's like compelled. He has to do it.
Yeah.
I'm a songwriter. I'm the same way. You know,
Yeah.
I have to do something. You're just you're on a on a much higher level.
Oh man, no.
As far as what you can do with your hands.
Yeah. It's just, well, good and bad, but like, it was just creativity to me is. I think everybody being able to express yourself creatively is a vital component to a healthy mindset or to a healthy self. Like it's like, I mean, you ever seen that movie Man on Fire?
I know it's
Christopher Walken's in it, and he goes, you know, and he's like, you know, a man can be an artist in anything. You know, he's talking about Denzel Washington, and that particular character's art was death, and he's about to paint his masterpiece. But anything can be a medium for art, whether it's cooking, whether it's writing, whether it's you know, mannerisms or painting, anything at all. Whether you know how you decorate a room, like anything. If it's done with passion, and it's done with you know honesty, then it is because everything you do has your stamp on it. You know, it has an essence of you in it, and so like that's I couldn't imagine a world where you couldn't do that. You know, and that's why I've never been able to hold down a normal job.
yeah.
You know,
I feel that. Isn't it
delivering
wild that
pizzas
people don't?
isn't, you know.
When I meet somebody who doesn't do anything creative, it's just
Oh, it's like people.
very hard to understand. So then it's like you realize if you're down and out about yourself and you think you're not doing your art's worthless, you gotta
Yeah.
remember there's people who can't do that. And if
Yeah.
you're doing it, you know, it's very special.
Well, those people like that don't like music.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
those
yeah,
people that are like, I don't really listen to music, and you're like, what?
Yeah. I had a Bob Dylan shirt on, and somebody asked me who it was. It says Bob Dylan. And they had no idea who I was talking about. And I was just,
Really?
it was kind of like, that was so weird. I mean, this person's in their 20s
Did you ever see
Yeah.
that 60 Minutes interview with Bob Dylan?
when he's talking about selling.
Yeah,
soul.
dude. And he's like, he goes.
Is that what happens? Oh, you're so good, man?
Hey,
Did we get
man.
you?
Hey, dude.
Couple bodies in the lake,
Oh,
get you this.
man.
Is that what we need to do? Shit.
Oh, we joke. But no, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I'm not the killer.
Well, you know, I accused the owner of the studio of being the killer when we were messing around talking, and then all of a sudden the doors were locked, and we were in here for like 15 extra minutes, and, you know, I still never got that footage, Ben. I wonder why. Something going on up here. I'm bringing it up again. We're going to solve this motherfucker.
No, but that is crazy though. He's like, should I ask who? And he goes, well, in this world and the one we can't see. And you're like, what did he just say? You're like, what does that mean, Bob? It's like, you know, and then you look at like he's, you know, obviously amazing, but his voice and then like, and the way he looks, you're like, you got to admit though, you know, if you were going to bet on somebody that would make it that big, it wouldn't have been that dude. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's just kind of, it is crazy, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of things are going to come to light here.
Oh, dude, absolutely, man. And what's crazy, you know, talk about astrology, like that's not to get all you know woohoo on everything, but when Pluto entering Aquarius, which rules communication, everything like that, Aquarius does, and Pluto is about like things coming to light and everything. So you're starting to see all of these things come to light, whether it's Diddy or the Epstein stuff, all that stuff.
Well, you know, the age of Aquarius, right? It was like the feminine movement into like the energy, right? And then all of a sudden in film.
Yeah.
All the characters, protagonists, were strong women.
You're right. Well, that's why
I played Magic the Gathering card game, and,
Yeah.
and in the last, like, during this time frame, a lot of strong female characters.
Really?
So a lot of things follow this cycle that
Yeah.
you're talking about, and the people at top know what's going on. They use
Absolutely,
numerology. I
they
mean,
know
we all
what's
know
Look,
what's going on
we're
here with the
leaving
ritual.
2,000 years of the age of Pisces.
Yeah.
Since Christ was born.
Yeah.
Like, literally 2,000 years for the patriarchy to rule, for religion to rule, for secrets to be kept.
Yeah. Now we have
And
AI
now
coming.
we're
and
literally,
stuff.
because you
It's
go
like-
through it moves every 2,000 years. So we literally are moving from the Christian fish, the symbol for Pisces, into the age of Aquarius.
We're on the precipice of like either another Renaissance era, you know, or just shit's gonna hit the fan.
Well, speaking of the AI stuff and the awesome becoming a smart city and
Yo,
15-minute cities.
dude,
And
so you
if you
get
guys
down
don't
on
know
stuff.
about that, basically a 15-minute city, or let's go, a smart city is they're using AI and they're using data and real-time data to monitor and to help facilitate services like transportation.
Yeah.
But basically, it's a prison.
Also,
basically, because they're going to
make
get.
sure
Also,
you paint your roofs
let's look
blue.
at let's look at the correlation between natural disasters and smart cities.
Yeah.
You know, and that stuff is crazy, man. And
It all seems to happen when they have plans
it does,
already.
Man. It
Yeah.
does, dude. And it's like, I mean, you know, and here's the thing. There's nothing that I can do about it, you know, but I will say that I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe that
Maui was signed up for it, right? The guy behind, weren't they one of the first people?
Yeah, Maui. Yes, Maui. guys,
and
yeah.
then also the Palisades and all
Yep,
that,
yes,
the
all that
Olympics.
stuff.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah, that's
And
a
it
deep
just-
dive, everybody. Take a look at it. We'll have
Yeah.
to do a
And then
whole
look at
episode just on
Carolina,
that.
and
Yeah,
the
in
fact that it's
Carolina.
the largest lithium
Lithium
deposit
deposits,
in the world.
in the world, you know, and it's like, and what's crazy too is if the government, if they deem your land uninhabitable, they can take it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so it's like,
And I know that there are a lot of Maui family lands that would not sell. They've been
dude.
trying to.
Yeah,
and
and
trying
it's-
Even
to,
all the
trying
fires in
to.
California, up in Northern California, seem to go along with it. They have plans for transportation.
absolutely,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So I know all that stuff. I try to talk to people about it. They think I'm crazy, so
Yeah.
I try and just.
Well, you know what they say, the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so
These
it's
days,
like-
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
you
coming out
conspire to build a
fast.
house.
Yeah.
You conspire, like people conspire and things happen.
Well,
It's
what's
just
crazy
like,
is
oh.
the term conspiracy theory was created by the CIA to deal with the JFK assassination. You
That's all you
know,
have to do is say that's a
And it's like-
conspiracy theory, and people brush
it's
it
like Dave Chappelle said. Yeah, calling somebody crazy is dismissive because crazy people say a lot of sane things. You know, like Alex Jones is nuts. You know,
He's been
but
right about
he
it.
has been right about a lot of shit. You know, and
95%.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, man. And so. I guess like, you know, there's never been a crazier time to be alive. You
How
know?
has Austin changed since because you've been here for a long time? So Wiley came from Missouri, and like you said, you packed up your van,
Yeah.
moved out here. So you've been out here for a while.
I've been since 05.
Speaking of this turning into a smart city and everything,
Yeah.
how do you see the way Austin? Because because I came out in 2017, and like I would go to donut shops, and there was people playing music.
Yeah.
There's music everywhere, literally. And then now I don't feel like the city's
No.
recovered, But what
Yeah.
have you seen about how Austin has evolved? Is art, does it fluctuate? Is it getting better?
I think since COVID, like COVID really, for me, it took the wind out of the sails. Like where, you know, when people, you know, would go downtown, COVID to me really just knocked the air, and it's where it doesn't feel like it did, you know, before. And I really don't think that it has to do a lot. I mean, cities, once the word gets out that the city's cool, you know, people are going to move there. You know, that's inevitable. I don't think that it has. I don't think that that's just a city growing in it's like it starts out as a kid, grows to a teenager, then, you know, then a mid-20s, then late, you know, and I think Austin's in its like late 20s, early 30s right now.
Yeah.
And like as far as if it was a person, but
It's a good analogy.
the COVID really just, that's what took I think it took the wind out of the sails of a lot of people.
That's what I was
you
going to
know?
say is I feel like everyone, like we talk about this Austin and the Austin changes and everything. And my dad is OG Austin. He was a lifeguard at Barton Springs twice in his life.
Wow.
You know, but what I am realizing quickly is that, yeah, since COVID, since December 21st of 2020, yeah, 2020, yeah,
2020.
because it was, yeah, right around there. What I noticed, and then we were right in the middle of it,
Yeah.
right? Something happened, and I'm not entirely sure what it was, but I feel like not only did the whole vibe of Austin really shift right then, like in that time period, but the world
Yeah.
shifted at the same time.
Those lockdowns,
I think
man.
that the conversation about how everything has changed so much in your city
Everywhere.
happening everywhere.
Well,
right
you know,
now.
I'm here because I was in Northern California and I was in a band.
Yeah.
And we were down the street from each other, and 6 months had gone by and didn't see anybody. It
Yeah.
was so locked down.
Yeah.
And my partner and I had plans to go to Maui for a week. For a long time, we already had the time off work. And so when it came around, we couldn't go to Maui because it was right in the pandemic.
Yeah.
So we came out to Austin because I have a good friend out here who's doing very well. He owned 2 houses downtown next to each other. So we came out here and we were partying our asses
Yeah,
off. It was
yeah.
wide open and it felt so free. And we were
Yeah.
just so locked down. And also we were wearing masks for
Yeah.
months,
Yeah,
way
for
before
months.
COVID because of the fires that
Yeah,
were going on
yeah.
in California. I'm from town Santa Rosa where that tubes fire came in and overnight and wiped out everything.
Yeah.
And then consecutive 3 years, you know, it's like you don't have air conditioning where we're from because didn't ever need it, and it would be
Yeah.
like really hot and then raining ash for a month at a time. We come out here, and it might have been locked down here, but not. It was like
Yeah. Texas
we left in
lockdown was
28
a lot
days. We were
different.
living
Yeah.
here. 28 days. We had packed up, moved,
Yeah.
ran it. We were offered a house downtown, so we didn't know anything about Austin other than when I came here.
I didn't either. I'd never
2017.
been
I knew about the Willie
Yep.
Nelson mural.
Yeah, dude. I'd never been. I mean, when I moved down here,
And the food.
Yeah, dude. I'd never been to Texas, let alone Austin.
Okay.
I know nobody, you know, and I just moved here, and just because I heard it was cool, you know, but same thing, and I think that like, it's that blanket of fear that was just that's perpetuated just over everything. That's like, you know, and it's this like, who's Voltaire said, you know. If you ever want to know who, you know, runs things, and I'm paraphrasing, look for the people that you can't criticize, you know, and that's what it feels like is like the powers that be or whatever are kind of like it just there's this blanket of fear, you know, and I don't like that because there's no way to live, you know, and I mean the whole like the COVID thing, you know, I mean that it's the media is the stuff that they're never held accountable for like the things that they say, you know, and
Well, you know, Obama passed that law, right? Remember, it used to be against the law to lie to the American public, but then they changed that law
Really?
to where you could have a movie set be the news. That's what a lot of people
I didn't know that.
forgot about. That they changed the law before they passed a law where you could not do that to the American people, which I'm sure they were doing anyways. But at least
Yeah.
there was a law.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But yeah, no, they changed the law so you can literally it could all be a script, it could all be fake, and they totally are like.
Gosh.
They changed the law to protect them for it. It's so wild.
Dude, and I think that there is like I think that like energy is a real thing, and when you get a collective group of people and that fear is there, it's palpable, and I think that I do believe that there are good forces and I do believe that there are evil forces,
Yin
you know,
yang.
and I know that there I know that there's good because I've seen and know that there's bad. So there has to be the other side of it. And I think that whatever that is, it feeds on that. You know, it really does. And like it being and you can feel it too. Like the more brighter that you try to make people shine, you know, you can feel that darkness creep in, you know.
It's those damn reptilians, man. They
Dude,
want
hey,
to
man.
harness our energy,
Hey,
stress us out.
Do you know though that the only thing that we can do and that we are here and meant to do, our only one job, is to literally be kind, smile, love, help, support, and nurture.
Well, like you were saying,
Like that's all. If we all just did that, the entire world would change tomorrow. That's
like
it.
you were saying, we're light beings.
Yeah.
And all those people don't believe in energy
Yeah.
or all that stuff's like, excuse me,
It's
Wi-Fi.
physics.
We have Wi-Fi
Yeah,
going on.
yeah,
Everything's whole
It's
life is revolving
physics.
on
And
Wi-Fi.
not only
So
is it
the
physics,
energy's there.
It's all in the.
So it's wild
and
to me.
It's all been disclosed.
People gotta
Do
open-
undisclosed now.
DMT
Like
one time and tell me you don't fucking believe in that shit.
I did it with a group of people, and we all saw the exact same thing
Yeah, dude, yeah.
at the exact same time. And it's something I feel like it's something I regressed. I don't talk about. Like it makes
Yeah.
my hair rise. I feel like an abuse,
Yeah.
like I was abused or something. Where I keep it hidden because it was so weird.
Yeah.
I can't really talk about it with other people who didn't have that experience.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we were all in a room, and everybody was communicating with exactly what they call them, the mechanical elves or whatever
Yeah,
you want to
yeah,
call it.
yeah,
There's
machine
definitely
elves.
entities
Yeah.
that popped out, and we were like, dude, are you seeing this? Yes, I'm seeing it. And so that was just like, I only did DMT one time.
Yeah.
Mom, Dad, I don't want to hear about it. And that was the experience I had. So I totally believe in that, but I haven't gone back to that
Yeah.
yet. But
It is there. Well, think about it. We only experience our reality through these five senses. There are things going on around us constantly that we are just not aware of because we don't have the capability to perceive them. You know, through that. And so, I think that opens that up. And I mean, it is. I believe in the multiverse theory.
yeah, well, you got to tune into the radio station to get
Absolutely.
it. Meanwhile, they're all going on. So I don't get why people
Absolutely.
can't follow it. It seems like a pretty
Yeah.
basic concept.
I think there's a multitude of routes to get that to be able to tune in. Using things that open up your mind chemically, or even with a natural chemical is one way. But I also do find that there's so much information out there now. It's almost like the guides have all the books have been opened recently. And if you just take the time to stop for 10 minutes, close your eyes, and listen to nothing, and with the intent that something is going to come to you that you are meant to discover,
Yeah.
and then you will find it. You will find whatever it is that you were meant to do, search for, learn about, help, whatever that is. It will come to you because all you have to do is pull the energy from the universe because it's already there waiting for you to use.
And you can speak things into existence. Like your words have power. Like there's a doctor, I think Dr. Hashimoto or something like that, where he did this experiment where he would take water and he would say kind ones to this one and mean things to this and freeze it. And the water would freeze and he would look at the water molecules and when he said kind things, they would be perfectly symmetrical, everything like that. The other ones would be all horribly disjointed. They did it with rice.
They ended up looking like cancer cells.
Yeah, they did it with rice and the 2 bags of white rice. The ones they said kind things to maintained to be white.
They're
and
very
the
beautiful
other one
structures.
browned and everything like that.
Yeah,
and
it
it
molded.
shows you that your
Yeah.
words have power and you can speak things into existence. That's why
Do you remember his
manifesting
name?
works.
What was his name again? Because that's
I wanna
everyone
say
checked
it's-
it out because that's a very real study. I'm
Yeah.
very well aware of it.
I think it's the Hashimoto, maybe.
Not
or some-
Hashimoto.
It's like
Kyoto.
Akira-
I'll pull it up. It'll be right
Yeah.
here on the screen.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah,
Perfect.
but I watched it. And I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And me and my daughter, we actually had, I was taking her home from school one day, and I was like, well, let's practice manifesting something. And so I was like, okay, so I'm gonna think of something that I know if I see it, that it's something so random and weird that if I see it, I know that it's because I manifested it. So I was like, I want a red cat. I've never seen a red cat. And so I'm thinking about it and it's concentrating on the way home. And then a couple days later, we go over and Andy Skoll, one of our friends, she runs Hope Outdoor Art Gallery and everything. it was Christmas time, and she gives us our Christmas presents, and I look at the bag, and there's this bright red cat on it, and I look at Karma, and I was like, holy shit! I still have the bag, and I was like, and that's just small, you know.
Well, I think your thoughts manifest themselves. I think that's what's
Absolutely.
special about human beings in this universe is that we have that creativity. And
We
it's
are
like,
the
you know, I always
creators.
say, if you say you're going to go make a sandwich, you go make a sandwich.
Yeah.
It happens. We talk about, I mean, we will eventually be wherever we want to go
Yeah.
because we just make it up. And so I think that's why if there's other entities that are interested
They're
in us,
interested in that
because they
yeah.
don't have the creativity that
They
humans
Absolutely.
can't do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
They
maybe
cannot
that's the
create
soul.
the
The soul in
world.
us, maybe that we have that.
And they don't
It's-
want us to know that we can do that
Yeah.
stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
We've
it is,
forgotten
you know?
it. They
Yeah.
erased it.
Yeah, because all
Rockefellers,
they have to
education.
do-
Speaking of the Department of Education, everyone's losing their mind.
Yes.
They're going to get rid of the Department of Education. Doesn't mean we're going to get rid of education. We're just going to get rid of the
That's
Rockefeller
absolutely right.
mind frame that was manipulative to make you worker bees.
Yes,
And
and,
they
if
also
you
tuned
read the
it to
research
frequency,
on it,
too.
it literally says we are doing this to create a nation of people that follow the instructions,
Yeah,
don't
buy
think
a bell.
creatively. Like there's literally, and then by the and then
Yeah,
Oh,
we're not
that
doing
just
very
gets me.
well compared to the rest of the world with our education. We used to be number one, right? Or pretty close to it. So
Yeah.
anyhow, so there's all that going on, but you guys are combating all that with your awesome art.
Yeah, man. It's well, and that's just what it is. It's like, you know, I know that having a positive effect on somebody's life, there's never any bad that could come from that. You know, I mean, granted, you know, things happen and everything like that, but it feels having that feeling of helping somebody is it's selfless. You can't taint it. You can't buy it. You can't sell it. You can't do anything. It's pure, and that's what's so beautiful about it. You know, and that's why I love it so much. And it exists beyond the realm of something you can acquire or something like that. It's just pure, and it will always be that way. And it's like I love that so much. Like, and that's what I feel as though I'm here to do. I feel Karma's here to do. And you're here to do that. That's in all our own little ways, our own mediums. That's what we do is we try to make that world shine a little brighter.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
here's the thing: we fuck it up all the time because we are programmed and surrounded by things that constantly remind us not to create, not to be big, not to love. We are programmed to stay small, and it's really hard to remember not to do that. And it's really hard to remember to say kind things to people sometimes.
Yeah, the thing about helping people is you have to do it when you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
That's the
right.
trick, you know, and it's not easy at all. It's hard as hell sometimes, but it's you do the right thing because it's right, and that is and to be noble like that is I get, man, I'm a big teddy bear, dude. Like I get so misty eyed and stuff. Sometimes we'll put on like the America's Got Talent Golden Buzzer or like compilation of them, and I will sit there and
Those
bawl
always
my
make-
I will
those-
bawl my goddamn eyes out, you know. In front of, like
Those are easy ones to make yourself cry.
one time we went and saw Demon Slayer. It was the anime with my kid Karma and Malia, her daughter, and her boyfriend Marcus, and we're sitting there. And I'd given my kid a whole bunch of shit about this. I was like, it's a cartoon, whatever. And stuff. Well, I'm stuck in that theater for a couple hours, and so I start to bond with these characters. So this one dude dies, and I start getting misty-eyed. And like, I'm getting misty-eyed. I'm trying to hide my face from my daughter. She doesn't see me. And I look over, and she looks at me. She goes, "Are you crying?" Like that, like with this like, Jesus, Dad. And I go, "No," like that. And then I look over at Karma, and Karma's just out cold, and I was like, goddamn cartoons, you know. I was like, they fucking got me, you know. But it's like but that feeling of it feels so good to be
You might be crying right now. I
Oh,
don't even
probably.
know
That's
with
why
the
I got these
glasses. Have the
sunglasses
glasses
on,
on?
man. Like that's why, like it feels what we do. What we want to do is we want to make being good cool again, like doing good things cool again, you know, like helping people cool again, like that's what's cool is to help somebody, you know. And like and I just, man, I get off on that shit so hard, dude. I
Be
love
kind,
that.
be weird, everybody.
Yeah,
be kind, be weird.
real, dude. Hell yeah. you
Yeah,
know?
come back to life.
Yeah.
You know?
Fucking A, man. Fucking A. Yeah, I get jacked up when I talk about that stuff.
Before I forget, I wanted to mention Wiley. So you started Streetlight Susie out here, and then you guys went to LA.
Yeah.
And you got the attention of Gilby Clarke, who's Guns N'
Yeah.
Roses alum.
Yeah.
Took liking to you guys,
Yeah.
and then produced you.
Yeah, we went out there. Well, it was actually Kim Fowley. He was the guy. he's the one that introduced us to Gilby. And Kim Fowley was the one that produced like the Runaways and things like that. He's a trip, dude. He's a trip. But me, I got along with him, you know, but he introduced us to Gilby, and Gilby liked our sound and everything. So we went out there, and I equate it to like going from the minors to or like from college to the pros, you know, as far as recording goes. It was a learning experience for me because it was intimidating as shit, you know. Gilby was great.
You told me this real. I hate to say it was funny, but it was. You said he got in an accident.
Yeah.
He's recovering.
Yeah. So what
You
happened?
want to tell the story?
What happened?
Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happened was, so we go out there and like, and you know, and we're like, oh my god, you know. So we're recording out there, and recorded it in his house. Like he had this badass studio, and in Hollywood. And so like, we go out there, but we're sitting down there, and I think I was getting ready to record vocals or something, and he goes up because his wife calls him for something. And he comes back down. He goes, oh my god, wow. He goes, there's this giant spider up here. Can you get it? And I was like, I don't want to get it. I was like, because spider freaked me out. And Oso was like, I'll get it. And so he goes, all right. So he goes, I don't want to kill it because it was huge and it's beautiful. It's like bright, all these bright colors, but it's like that big. And like, so Oso, my bass player, gets it and he takes the shovel and he gets it down like this. And Gilby's wearing those old Adidas flip flops that like what they would wear in the shower. And so like he gets the spider like this. And when he passes Gilby, he goes, oh, like that, and fakes like that, and Gilby jumps. It goes, oh, like that, and comes down on his foot and breaks his toe. And like, and we just overhear Gilby go, I think I broke my toe, like that. And we look at Oso like, don't ruin us this for us, dude. And so he feels horrible. And the next day we come there, and Gilby's whole foot is just black and blue and swollen. And he had to go like, at this point in time, he had to go. Michael Jackson had just died, and I think he was going to play. No, what was it? He was going to play. Like there was a tribute, or I forget what it was, but like he had to go do a show after, and he had just gotten in this motorcycle accident or something, so his hands were all messed up. But like, but it was a trip, man, and like, but he made us do it over and over and over again until it was perfect, and it showed me. It taught me that to be great at anything, obsession is a necessity. You have to be obsessed with it. You have to do it over and over again until it is perfect. And you have to be your own worst critic, because all those little flaws, like when I do a painting or like when I'm painting somebody's face or something like that, I notice I'm like, man, something seems a little off. I have to be highly critical of myself, because if I see it, other people see it. They might not tell me that they see it, but they see it. You know what I mean? And like so sometimes it's a blessing and a curse, but sometimes it drives me crazy, because I will straight up ruin paintings just because I don't even know if I like painting, to be honest with you, because it's a battle. Like I'm battling that painting, you know. But but it needs to be done, and Karma can attest to this. She's like, Jesus Christ, I was like, don't say a goddamn word, don't say a word. You know what I mean? Like, and
yeah, sometimes if I know if I've already sold it, or if I know like, oh God, it's so stunning right now. I know that it's marketable like right then. Sometimes I just gotta pull it from the wall and take it somewhere else. And then put up another piece of canvas or something, or distract, so that it doesn't go too far. And then I'll come back in and go, this sold to so and so and so. He's like, oh well, let me, and then he'll just like fine tune wherever it's bothering
So what couldn't
him.
you live without?
Otherwise,
Painting or
I'll
music?
come back and then it'll be a whole white wall again of randoms, and I'm like,
thought about that a lot.
yeah.
I thought about.
You don't even have to answer that. It's such a hard one.
No,
They're so
I thought
different,
about
but the
that.
same.
If I had to be blind or deaf, what I would do, and I think I would be I think I would be deaf. Basically, what I do is I would just I wouldn't be able to decide, but I would just hope that whatever I picked, medical science had caught up to the fact that they could cure whatever that was,
Oh look, he was teaching himself to weld in the house on the carpet without a helmet,
Without a mask.
And I lost
Speaking of going blind.
I lost my eyesight for 24 hours.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
And I was like, something's wrong with my eyes, and I'm like an idiot. And sure enough, I was like, I lost my eyesight for 24 hours.
He started walking around.
I started counting the
as
steps
so that he would know what it would be like
to the bathroom
before
and
we
to
got
the
to the
fridge.
doctor.
And I was like, this is my life now.
visual
Trying
artist.
to, dude. and luckily I had what's called arc eye, and so which where I just burned off the frontal or the front outer layer of my eye, and thank God that my eyesight came back. But every life lesson I've learned the hard way. And that was definitely one of the harder ones that I've learned. I also another hard one that I learned was don't give yourself home tattoos because you could possibly get a staph infection.
If you learned anything from today's episode,
and you could become septic, and that's almost what happened. It's like I gave myself I washed the needle but did not wash my arm good enough, and so I gave myself staph, and it got into my blood system, and and it was classic Wiley. It's like but and the doctor said, Jesus Christ, he goes, if you would have waited a couple more days, like you could
24 hours.
Wow,
really
that's
bad,
scary.
you
All
know.
right.
And I was like, okay, my arm was so swollen, it was gnarly, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hindsight's 20/20 on those things, and I
And
don't.
at least you still have vision for that.
Yes, I no longer give myself home tattoos, and I wear a mask when I weld,
And he welds outside.
and I weld
Okay.
outside.
all right.
So, yeah.
Well, I don't want to wear you guys out. I want to get you playing some tunes.
Yeah.
Cool.
You have a violinist, Alexandra, with you. Can't
yeah.
wait to see what you guys do.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask you, do you have anything coming up that people should know about? Any expositions? What art galleries? People are new looking for art. Do they want to experience art in Austin? They just moved here or visiting. Are there any galleries? I know they always change, but I don't really know the art scene out here.
They do change. You know what? I think the easiest thing to do is we actually are putting together a couple of interesting workshops to talk about things like that. And visit our website and
I'll put all that
and the
information up
Instagram
here.
and everything. And what we'll do is we'll start. I started a little page where it's like Inside Art Austin, and it's just kind of like a guide where all the artists could put, like a place for all artists to come and say, hey, this is what I'm doing this month. And we all advertise and put it all together and support each other because there's nothing like that right this second. And so I'll put out some links for that. But as far as we go, Wiley's going to be working on the, gearing up for the Willie mural and South by, and we've got music shows coming up in March as well, and then in spring break, and we're going to the Sherwood Forest
At the Ren Fair.
Renaissance Fair.
Went there for the first time.
Yeah, it's
last
cool,
year.
dude. It's
Yep,
cool.
I
It's a
got
good
drunk
time.
and bought Amanda
Off me?
a $1,400 leather
Like
outfit.
Yes.
Dude, I made my.
So
I made
now
a
I'm like, we're
mask.
Wiley
going.
gets the archery
Hey,
bows
dude,
and
let's
stuff.
go to the
Let's go together.
tiny. Let's do that. Absolutely. But what about the tiny Minotaur?
Oh,
Have you guys heard about that?
I
So
haven't
there's
heard
a
about it, but we
tiny
haven't been.
Minotaur.
What
It
is
is
that?
how do you explain it? So it's cosplay or no? It's like a Renaissance. It's a bar here. It's a membership, but you can get
Really?
day pass.
What's
So-
it? Tiny minute.
Last time I was brought to a membership place in Austin, it was
Pershing.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was like a sex club.
Oh, was it? Oh no, it was what's that place called?
Colette's. We
Colette's.
haven't been.
No,
but
there-
no.
What the first one you said?
Pershing.
Something with a P.
Was it? I don't know.
Well, I mean, the Pershing is a private membership.
Yeah.
club, and
Yeah,
I'm
there's no sex going on when I was there, but it was very apparent that once I went upstairs and
I've heard rumors of that.
I've heard
there
rumors
were
like that.
couples who were talking to us,
I've
and it
heard
was like
rumors
now
like
looking,
that, dude.
now looking back, it's like, oh, these people were trying to, and it's like, oh, all right,
Yeah, that's.
yeah, it's
the
a.
best unkept secret. In
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put that up there too. Everybody check out. What's the name of it
Why?
again?
So the Pershing, which is
Pershing,
funny. So
Pershing.
Wiley's art just went in
Yeah.
on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
all
So
art's in there.
it's up for a month. And
a
it'll
good
be
excuse to go,
rotating
you guys. Go
Good
check
excuse.
out Wiley
Yeah.
Ross's art.
Go check out the Pershing.
Yeah, and Dark Horse.
That's
Dark
why I'm gonna
Horse,
be
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
And Dark Horse,
Yeah.
Dark Horse on Cesar Chavez has
And-
some paintings, and that's a
yeah.
friend of ours who it's a coffee house, tattoo parlor, barber shop, and works like
Yeah.
active kind of
Our good buddy
workspace.
Tony, and also Jerry's Autorama. I want to give them a plug for helping out with donating some paints for the upcoming Willie
Yeah, they're
mural and
giving
everything like
giving
that,
a bit of an extra discount and helping out with some paint supplies.
Yeah.
Awesome.
yeah.
And one
Yeah.
last thing. Okay, so you guys been here for a little bit. What food?
Oh.
What food do you recommend out here? If food trucks or just you guys I mean, assume you love food. Some people aren't that into
Oh,
it.
yeah,
It's like
no,
music,
no,
you
I
know.
love
People don't
food.
like music, you know. Some people
Yeah.
don't like
Love
food.
So I was a big foodie for a while, and then I realized my capacity for falling in love again with cooking and his capacity for staying at home and eating. And so those two worlds blended. But when we do go out, so we do like hosting some like little dinners and things like that at our house. But if we do go somewhere like we go because the kids have a favorite place as well that they enjoy going, and we'll take them out for special things.
I gotta say my if I'm gonna plug a place, it would be Arandina's at South First and William Cannon.
Okay.
That's the spot. Me and my daughter would always go there. It's a great
That's his
spot.
nostalgia
Yeah,
spot.
and it's great food. And
We pass it all the time.
Yeah, I love that
Okay,
spot.
awesome.
Yeah, that spot. And was there? What's another?
Lately, we've been going. Like we just I just got them to kind of discover Tatsuya.
That's
ramen.
good.
Oh, that's a cool
You know.
spot. Yeah, but definitely
That's been
Arandina's. I gotta
fun.
plug them. Yeah.
You know, Arandina's it's
they're
it's a
cool.
lovely like very like
I know the people
family
there. Yeah, they're
Mexican
cool. Yeah.
place. Yeah.
They call me Picasso.
Have you been to Suerte?
No,
On 6th Street? Suerte, it's like unique Mexican cuisine, but like they have the whole maza. They grow their own corn.
Really?
And stuff. The place is great. It's like Mexican
That's
food, but
cool.
Mexican food like you've never had
Yeah.
before. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah,
spot.
no, I never have. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, I'm totally down to do that.
Well, now we're talking about food, and you guys probably getting hungry and
Yeah,
get worn out with all this talking. But I really appreciate you guys being
Oh,
here.
man,
It's an
been
honor,
great, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
and I can't wait for you guys to share some music.
Yeah, dude, thanks again. That's
Yeah, I
always-
can't wait
always a pleasure.
can't wait to hang out with you guys back at the
Yeah,
house
fuck
and
yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Renaissance Fair.
Yeah,
Tiny
Yeah.
Tiny
Dilly.
Minotaur. Seriously though, let's
No,
check it out.
That
I'm
would be
down
so
with that.
much fun.
Yeah, so you're supposed to like dress up. Everyone like they have like it's supposed to be like studio
theme.
quality sets
Okay.
and stuff, but it is outdoors, so it's supposed to be.
Dude, I am
That's
down
great.
for that. That sounds awesome.
I want to go tonight. Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah.
badass, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got a kid tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Go on the weekend. But
So
yeah,
yeah, I'll have everything about your social media and how to find your guys' stuff
cool, man.
down below here somewhere. I'll have it on the screen.
Hey, what do you call a singing computer?
What?
Adele.
I remember you telling me this one. All right, there you go.
That's our shot, baby.
We'll end it with that one.
All right.
All right, thanks again.
All right,
All
thanks,
right,
man.
thank you.
Sweet.
We're the Trainstation Junkies, and this is Nightmare.
Who's to say was justified or wrong? I've been guilty, casting the first stone. First stone. I've done everything underneath the sun. Shooting pills, cocaine, heroin. But the only drug I can't quit is you. You're my sunny day, my nightmare too. The storms are coming, I can feel it rolling in. I can feel that heartbreak creeping up again. This starts from the bottom, from the depths of hell. It works its way on up and swell. Oh, I've done everything underneath the sun. Shooting pills, cocaine, heroin. But the only drug I can't quit is you. You're my sunny day, my nightmare. Take it. All of my dreams have turned to black. I can't seem to get that monkey off my back. I've done everything underneath the sun, including pills, cocaine, heroin. But the only drug I can't quit is you. You're my sunny day, my night, meant to. What's that?
Cannibal?
Yeah, Cannibal Farm, that's right.
Now, we don't mean to offend any vegans, but this song is called Cannibal Farm.
Sunday shine on a warm summer's day. You just seem to have lost your way. Fate would have it you found a farm. Pigs in the pen and a smell in the barn. So you wanna roll up all lost and confused. Nothing in your pockets and nothing to lose. Little old lady answers with a grin. Sizes you up and invites you on in. When they pick up your bones, bleach them all clean, sell them downtown at the carnival scene. $3 a head, $2 a gnome, all up there at the Cannibal Farm. Smell death about a mile away. Dead flesh are rotten in a ripe big tray. Hang you in the barn with the odds and ends. Drag you to the kitchen when the dinner begins. When they pick up your bones, bleach them all clean, sell them downtown at the carnival scene. $3 a head, $2 a month, all up there at the Cannibal Farm.
Where your Sunday best, baby. Come hungry, come hungry. We gonna eat today.
Sharpening the blade till it sparkles and shines. Cutting up tomatoes and a pouring red wine. Digging in the kitchen 'cause I got fresh meat. Heating up the grill 'cause it's fucking time to eat. I said to pick up your bones, bleach them all clean, sell them downtown at the carnival scene. $3 a head, $2 a month, all up there at the Cannibal Farm. Nice.
Love it, love it.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, good
Hell
job.
yeah.
All right. This song is called Other Side.
The other side. Hey, leave a little breath in there, because I'd like to hear a little bit more violin.
A little bit of that violin.
I
bet I
do.
can.
I do. I like it.
You
I do
bet I
like it.
can. Take me down, bathe me in blue waters, blue like the ocean in your eyes, crystal clear like our sons and daughters, purified by Christ and died.
You want to do
guys
Co before we go?
Yeah, we do Co. Yeah. we'll do
This
that.
is a little shout out to Co Wetzel, who is a friend of and classmate of my brother and my cousin Jeffrey. And we randomly, Wiley wrote this randomly. We were like, he's like, I could do a Co kind of style song, and then we ended up loving it too much. We never even sent it.
Yeah, nothing's wrong, but nothing's right. I'm staying out tonight. Gonna call the mayor, call your mama too. 'Cause I'm stealing you. I can't stand to know you ain't mine no more. I can't stand to learn about you all the time. You ain't mine. At the bottom of a bottle is where I spend my time. Drinking you off my mind. No matter what I do, I can't kill these blues. And I can't kill you. I can't stand to know you ain't mine no more. I can't stand to learn about you all the time. Oh, I said I can't stand to know that you ain't mine no more. I can't stand to learn about you all the time. You ain't mine. Broken hearted underneath the pale blue moon, driving myself crazy. Thoughts about you, thoughts about you, yeah. Gonna call the mayor, call your mama too. 'Cause